Welcome to my 38-week pregnancy update. I cannot believe that we are at 38 weeks. I am just about full term. I guess nowadays actually 39 weeks is considered full term, but I feel very comfortable at this stage. I'd love it if she could be born on her cousin's birthday. He will be 1 on the 24th, and I just think that would be so neat to have a birthday shared with your cousins. I might be moving around a little bit, you know how I usually do. I'm on my birth ball. Bear with the bouncing. I'm trying to be still, but it's just involuntary at this point. For the past 3 weeks, I have been doing pretty well. My back is just always jacked up, but I finally figured out, I think, a solution, and that is sleeping differently. I have been sleeping for months with a large body pillow, like, you know, laying it and putting it in between my legs sideways, because that's what is recommended a lot of the time. So 2 nights ago, I ditched the body pillow, and I'm like, I'm just going to use a pillow for my head only and see how I do. I woke up and my back was so much better. So I think actually separating my legs at night and being in that specific position was like dislocating my pelvis. Now the past 2 nights I've done that and I'm waking up not feeling horrible like it was before, because before I'd wake up and I'm like literally have to roll over, get on all fours, then barely stand up, use my legs, the top of my legs to like stand myself up like this, and then kind of like waddle back and forth a little bit, and it would just be excruciating, like my back not in place correctly at all, just bad pain. Oh my gosh, I'm so tired already. I can't breathe. It is amazing how just talking gets me winded, especially outside, because it's like it's later in the day, but it's probably still high 80s. I've got like sweat coming through my shirt because I'm so hot. So sorry, just forgive the weird breathing. My back is so much better now, which alleviates most of the issues I've been having this pregnancy, because if my back's not hurting, I'm like, I'm feeling pretty good. Besides being exhausted and easily out of breath, the back issue was the main thing. And I've been like really kind of concerned about it, because come labor, I'm like, if my back is like this, how the heck am I going to be walking around and laboring and enjoying the process if this is like this? Hopefully this sticks and it stays how it is, and the baby stays in that nice position, and she's just gearing up and getting ready. I have checked my cervix several times in the past couple weeks. I'm sitting at about 1.5 centimeters dilated right now, and my cervix, I'm thinking, is probably somewhere from like 60 to 80% effaced, very soft, so definitely getting ready for the baby. I've been at 1.5 centimeters for about a week now. There was that little bit of progress about a week ago, and then it's just kind of stalled. So I have been having frequent Braxton Hicks, which I'm glad for now. I'm just like, come on, bring them. Uterus work, do your magic, you know, get ready for this birth, because I'd love it to not go on and on and on. I'd love it to be like quick and efficient. Not too quick. I'm thinking like 10 hours from start to finish would be an ideal amount of time. Maybe like 4 hours of active labor. That would be just fantastic. I think it was like 5 hours of active labor, maybe 6 hours of active labor with Axel last time. It was 12 hours from when I first started contracting and my water started leaking in the middle of the night to when he was born. I am kind of expecting it to go smooth like this, and I know they say like don't expect anything because if things go longer then it messes with you, and I'm like, no, I understand that things can go differently, and I'm not like, if they don't go like this, I'm gonna be like freaking out. No, but at the same time, there's no reason not to be positive, because how your headspace is and what you're thinking, your thoughts and your feelings and emotions and all of this is so connected to the experience you have. At least that's my belief. And if you allow fear to come in, or negativity, or thinking like all these things are gonna go bad and wrong, I really think that that does actually potentially make things go in that direction more than they would have if you had had a positive mentality from the get-go. I'm just trying to stay positive and hopeful, and yes, expect that this is going to go well. I have been having the jitters just briefly here and there, but again, it usually comes down to just needing to eat protein or needing to sleep. I'm trying to get my vitamins in so that I have a good store of nutrition in my body by the time the birth comes, because obviously that takes a lot out of you to go through labor, regardless of if it's 10 hours or 30 hours or whatever. It is a very exhausting work. So your body needs to be well nourished and well hydrated and well rested, yada yada yada. So I'm trying to keep all that in line, and Patrick's really helping me because he lets me sleep whenever I need to. For instance, I took a 2.5 hour nap earlier, which was really helpful. So basically whenever I'm getting tired, I am going to sleep if it's possible at that time. I'm taking krill oil and cod liver oil, kind of sporadically, folate, zinc, selenium, kelp, K2, let's see what else, vitamin D, and desiccated grass-fed liver, which is basically just grass-fed cow liver that's been dehydrated and encapsulated, just because liver tastes disgusting to me. And I know the nutrients are very important, but bleh, I've tried to get myself to eat it and it's awful and terrible. So I take that occasionally, you know, I don't do it very much. I'm not taking my vitamins every day. I'm just kind of doing it on an as needed basis. Not overdoing it, but I am, you know, trying to keep all that maintained and make sure that my body is prepared and ready for labor. Patrick ordered me a couple cases of the Harmless Harvest raw organic coconut water, which is going to be great for labor. It's so delicious and yummy and full of minerals, so that's going to be good. We also just made a massive pot of chicken tortilla soup last night, which when I was in labor with Axel, I did have chicken soup when I was about like 9 centimeters dilated or so. I went down the hall into the kitchen at the birth center and I just downed this soup, and it was the most delicious thing I'd ever tasted in my life. And it wasn't even that good a quality soup. It was just like some prepared soup at Whole Foods that we had picked up right before we went to the birth center. My body definitely needed that nourishment and calories, so I definitely want to have some food options for me when I'm in labor. So depending on what I'm feeling like eating at that time, I'll have access to it. We're putting all that in the freezer. We have some that we're eating right now, obviously, but I want to make sure that in labor and after the birth, I do have food options. So we have vegetable beef stew with the grass-fed beef and tons of organic veggies and all that. And then we have this other option now, which is just chicken tortilla soup. Basically what it comes down to, the most important thing I feel like when it comes to this being this late in pregnancy, is really getting my head in the game and ready for what I'm about to go through. That mainly means being positive and being focused. When I have Braxton Hicks that are kind of painful now, I'm trying to like just relax and breathe through it, which is what I actually did really, really well with Axel, but I was very young and I was like so gung-ho and really, really focused and didn't let anything else get into my headspace. But now, once you're a mom, like you have so many things going on, so it's kind of easy for worry and different things to slip into your head. I'm trying to really be conscientious of that and like let it all go and remember that this is what my body was made to do. It's totally natural and it's going to be an amazing experience as long as I just stay focused and stay positive. I'm really, really looking forward to the actual labor, even though I do have a little bit of apprehension, but it's very, very minor and I'm just doing my best to try to filter it out of my psyche. But overall, I'm really getting excited to meet the baby and hold her and then nurse her. I haven't gotten to nurse in, you know, like almost 4 years now. So that is something I'm really, really looking forward to, and looking forward to having a daughter because that's such a different thing than having a son, and seeing Patrick with her and then me, like how I'm going to feel having a daughter. I just can't believe that this is all about to happen. I'm already 38 weeks. October 24th is my guess, which is 39 weeks, 5 days pregnant. If she wants to come later, she wants to come a little bit earlier, it's all on her timeline at this point. I just want her to come when she's nice and ready and plump and healthy and developed. This is all up to you, baby. You get to decide. I am taking an herbal formula called Gentle Birth Formula, and that's just an herbal tincture that's supposed to kind of help tone the uterus in preparation for labor. And it does sometimes, if I take it, I will get a few Braxton Hicks afterwards, but that's kind of what it's supposed to do for you, is just help tone the uterus. I'm taking chlorophyll once a day just to help my iron stores. I took that after the birth with Axel, like a big liquid container of chlorophyll, several days afterwards, or it might have actually been a couple weeks, I'm not really sure. I took it just to help get my iron stores back up, because obviously you do lose blood during birth and then your iron goes down. I'm going to ask my midwife about what she will do in the event that I hemorrhaged or was having a little bit too much bleeding. I know last time I did bleed a little bit on the heavy side. I didn't have to be transferred or anything like that, but my midwife at that time, who actually trained my current midwife, she gave me an herbal tincture to slow down the bleeding. I have heard stories actually of women bleeding and then taking a piece of their placenta and sticking it in their cheek and it like actually stopping the bleeding. Something to do with the hormones and stuff from the placenta being absorbed in your mouth and then it cueing your body to stop bleeding, which I know how gross that probably sounds to most of you. It sounds gross to me too, but that's much preferable to me than to be transferred to a hospital. I'm going to actually put that on my birth plan, that, you know, like here's also another option. If we do like an herbal tincture or whatever, you know, feel free to shove a piece of my placenta into my mouth, no problem. And anyway, I'm actually going to be having Patrick prepare the placenta. We'll store the placenta in the fridge, and then real quickly after that, you know, maybe 12 hours later, depending on when Patrick is able to do it, I'll have him take care of the placenta and basically section it. So cut it into like pill-sized pieces, so like little chunks basically, and then we'll put it on a cookie sheet in the freezer that will initially freeze it, and then take them all the pieces off and put it into like a glass container, and then every day I'll just basically take a few of those until I've consumed the whole placenta. So I'm thinking it will probably take a couple weeks, and I haven't actually consumed my placenta before. I did not do that with Axel, so initially I will be very cautious with it. I want to like maybe try one piece and kind of see how my body reacts. I know most of the people that I know who have consumed their placenta all have good things to say, but there have been a few occasions where women have said that the hormones kind of like mess with them a little bit, and not necessarily a positive way. So I do want to be conscientious of that and make sure that my body does react well to it and that it feels nourishing and all that kind of stuff. By the way, most mammals do eat their placentas, and we are mammals, so even though it sounds weird, it's like basically just conditioning if it sounds like absolutely insane, because we do eat meat like from other animals, and if you're not vegan, we do eat animal flesh and different things, you know, so I don't really find it that weird once I've actually gotten over the initial just like, what? You know, what do you mean? It'll be an interesting experience nonetheless. I went to the chiropractor this morning and got adjusted, and I will be going again on Thursday, so I'm going twice a week now from here on out until the baby is born, and then just to make sure that my back stays all in the good position and it's ready for labor. I mean, I guess that's really it. I can't think of anything else that I would need to share with you all besides saying like thank you guys for watching this. I know that people have busy lives, and it's kind of an honor to have people take time out of their lives to watch what's going on in mine. Please leave comments below. I love it when you guys give us a thumbs up, and all you people who are subscribing, we're just so thrilled and honored that you guys are here and watching us. So I guess now I will go ahead and wrap this up and show you guys my belly. Oh, I forgot one thing. Baby did drop when I turned 36 weeks. I was sitting on my birth ball most of the day, and I stood up and she had dropped. So I could feel like an empty space at the top of my uterus, which I hadn't been able to feel before, which is super cool and really interesting because I didn't actually expect her to drop, because they say a lot of times with subsequent babies that sometimes they don't even engage until you're in labor, you know. So she can come in and out because my pelvis has already been opened because I've had a baby before, but she has been staying put for about 2 weeks now exactly, and has gotten a little bit lower as well. And I think when she dropped, that pressure and then the Braxton Hicks I was having are obviously what progressed my cervix and made me dilate a little bit and thinned it out. So this is all good news. So I'm going to show you guys, and it's really funny how it looks. 38 weeks. Now I'm gonna suck in a little bit so you can see how empty it is right here, okay? Here we go. How weird is that? Here it is from the front, from the right, again with the sucking in. So weird. It's all empty on this part. Alright, well that's my belly for now. Thank you guys so much for watching, and again, thumbs up this video, subscribe, and please leave your comments below. I love getting them. Talk to you later. Bye.